On a cold December morning in London, 34-year-old former soldier Marcus Thompson stood in front of Kensington Palace with his crutches. He had lost his left leg in Afghanistan, but today he would wait 4 hours to see Kate Middleton. The letter in his pocket was a thank you letter he couldn't write for 3 years. But Kate's reaction when she read that letter would shock everyone there and shake social media. But Marcus's 4-hour waiting story runs much deeper than you think. Because Marcus hadn't just come to say thank you. He was going to tell Kate Middleton how the secret kindness she did for him 2 years ago saved his life. And Kate had completely forgotten about that kindness. It was 8 a.m. and Marcus Thompson was waiting in front of the main gate of Kensington Palace. Despite the pain in his prosthetic leg, he stood upright. In his left hand was a crutch, and in his right hand was a letter he held tightly with thick winter gloves. Security guard James Richardson immediately approached Marcus when he noticed him. "Sir, can I help you?" Marcus took a deep breath. "I want to see Kate Middleton. It's very important." James smiled politely. "Unfortunately, sir, the Princess of Wales doesn't have any public engagements today. You would need to make an appointment." "I'll wait," Marcus said with determination, "however long it takes." James looked worriedly at Marcus's prosthetic leg. "Sir, it's very cold today. Perhaps ... "I was a soldier," Marcus interrupted. "I can handle the cold." At that moment, Marcus didn't know that this 4-hour wait would become one of the unforgettable moments in Kate Middleton's life. Marcus Thompson had lost his left leg in a mine explosion while serving in Afghanistan 3 years ago. He still couldn't forget that terrible day. While on patrol duty with his close friend Danny stepped on a mine. When Marcus tried to save him, a second explosion occurred. Danny died at the scene. Marcus spent 8 months in the hospital, underwent 15 surgeries, and finally learned to walk with a prosthetic leg. But the real difficulty wasn't physical, it was mental. Marcus blamed himself for Danny's death. He had nightmares, couldn't sleep for days, and couldn't even talk to his family. 2 years ago, Marcus's mother, Sarah Thompson, had written a letter in desperation. She sent this letter to Kate Middleton. Because Kate's work with veteran families was well known. Sarah had written in her letter, "Princess Kate, my son Marcus used to be a very strong man, but now he wants to die. Please, if possible, give him some hope. He follows your work and has great respect for you." Kate Middleton was deeply moved when she received that letter, but she didn't tell anyone. She secretly investigated Marcus's situation and made an impressive decision. Kate had a letter sent to Marcus through her private secretary from a fictitious foundation called Veterans Support Foundation. The letter extended a special invitation to Marcus as a distinguished veteran. With this invitation, they brought Marcus to London, had him stay in a 5-star hotel for 3 days, and provided him with special psychological support. Marcus thought he had been selected as a distinguished veteran, but the truth was that this foundation was a system that existed only for Marcus, funded by Kate's private budget. Kate wanted to help Marcus directly, but chose this method because she didn't want it to be publicized. Those 3 days were a turning point for Marcus. The psychological support, physical therapy, and most importantly, feeling chosen, gave him strength. From that day on, Marcus embraced life again, regularly attended therapy sessions, and even started volunteer work. 6 months ago, Marcus wanted to meet with other distinguished veterans from the Veterans Support Foundation. He really wanted to see other projects of this foundation on their websites and meet veterans with similar stories. But while doing internet research, he encountered something strange. Veterans Support Foundation didn't appear in any search engines. It had no official website, no social media accounts. Marcus started calling other veteran organizations. "Do you know Veterans Support Foundation?" he asked. No one had heard of this foundation. He decided to investigate more deeply. He pulled out all the documents from that time: hotel reservation, plane ticket, therapy appointments. He researched the payment source for everything. After 2 weeks of detective work, he discovered the shocking truth. He learned that all expenses had come from the Kensington Palace private fund account. This was Kate Middleton's private account. Marcus was angry at first. They deceived me. I wasn't a distinguished veteran after all, he thought. For 2 days he didn't talk to anyone, didn't leave his house. But on the third day, he started thinking differently. Kate Middleton, without knowing him at all, had decided to save his life just because of a desperate mother's letter. And while doing this, she hadn't bragged about it, hadn't told anyone. At that moment, Marcus realized that the distinguished veteran story was a lie, but Kate's kindness was real. In fact, it was even greater because she had done it secretly. That's when Marcus wanted to thank Kate. But how? He tried to communicate through official channels but got no response. He sent letters to Kate's office, sent emails, even tried waiting for her at various events. None of it worked. Kate's schedule was very busy, and security was very tight. Finally, only one way remained, to thank her face to face, and for this he was ready to wait however long it took. It was 10 a.m., and Marcus was still waiting at the gate. His prosthetic leg was aching, his hands were numb from the cold, but he never complained. People around him started to notice him. A tourist group approached him. "Sir, can we do anything for you?" asked an elderly woman. Marcus smiled. "Thank you, I'm just waiting for someone." "This is a palace. Do you have an appointment?" "No," Marcus said calmly. "But I'll wait." The tourist woman noticed Marcus's prosthetic leg. "Are you a veteran?" "Yes, I served in Afghanistan." At that moment, the entire tourist group's attention turned to Marcus. Everyone began to wonder about his story. "So why are you waiting here?" Marcus paused. "I want to thank someone who saved someone." A young girl in the tourist group was moved by Marcus's story and secretly filmed it. She uploaded the video to TikTok with the title, "Veteran Waiting for Princess Kate." Within 2 hours, the video had been viewed 50,000 times. People were wondering who Marcus was and why he was waiting. The hashtag #veteranwaiting started trending on Twitter. People were sending support messages to Marcus. Kate Middleton's social media team noticed the situation and immediately informed Kate. Kate was in a private meeting at the time, but was surprised when she saw Marcus's video. "Who is this man?" she asked. Her secretary investigated but couldn't find anything about Marcus Thompson in the official records. Because Kate had done that help so secretly, she hadn't left any traces in the records. At 12 p.m., the situation completely changed. Local news channels had heard about Marcus's story and reporters started coming to the palace gate. "Sir, what is your name?" "Why are you waiting for Princess Kate?" asked the BBC reporter. Marcus didn't want to talk at first, but then decided maybe this way he could reach Kate. "My name is Marcus Thompson. I'm 34 years old, and I lost my left leg in Afghanistan 3 years ago." The reporter was listening carefully. "I want to thank Princess Kate. 2 years ago she saved my life, but she's not aware of it." "How did she save you?" Marcus began to tell the story. His mother's letter, the secret help, the fictitious foundation. He told everything. The reporter was amazed. "So Princess Kate secretly helped you but didn't tell anyone?" "Yes, and I want to thank her." When Kate came out of her meeting, her secretary showed her Marcus's interview. Kate's eyes filled with tears as she watched the video. Marcus Thompson. This name sounded familiar, but she couldn't quite remember. "Do you remember Sarah Thompson's letter?" asked her secretary. 2 years ago, the mother who asked for help for her son? Kate remembered at that moment. Yes, she had been very moved when she read that desperate mother's letter, and she had arranged that special program for Marcus. "Is he still waiting at the gate?" "Yes, he hasn't left for 4 hours," Kate immediately decided. "Bring him in, right now." At 1:30 p.m., the security guard approached Marcus. "Mr. Thompson, Princess Kate has agreed to see you." Marcus's heart started beating wildly. After 4.5 hours of waiting, he would finally meet Kate. As he entered the palace, he had forgotten the pain in his leg. Adrenaline had suppressed everything. Kate was waiting for Marcus in her private salon. When Marcus entered, Kate stood up. "Mr. Thompson, I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have had to wait 4 hours." Marcus didn't know what to say at that moment. He took out the letter from his pocket. "Princess Kate, I want to tell you something." Kate gestured for him to sit. "Of course, I'm listening." Marcus opened the letter with trembling hands. "Princess Kate," Marcus began, "3 years ago in Afghanistan, I lost my closest friend and my left leg. After that day, I didn't want to live." Kate was listening carefully. "My mother wrote you a letter. She was desperate, afraid her son would die." Kate's eyes began to fill with tears. She remembered. "After that letter, you created a miracle for me, but I learned about this 6 months ago." Marcus told the story, the fictitious foundation, the secret help, the psychological support. "You didn't know me, but you saved my life, and you never told anyone." Kate could no longer hold back her tears. "I'm here to thank you, just to say thank you." Kate couldn't speak for a long time. Marcus's story had deeply affected her. "Marcus," she finally said, "No," Marcus interrupted. "You didn't just do something. You performed a miracle." Kate stood up and approached Marcus. "I had forgotten about that help," she said honestly. "So many things happen." "That's why you're special," Marcus said. "You forgot about it because it was normal for you, but for me, it was my life." At that moment, Kate did something that shocked everyone there. Ignoring protocol, she hugged Marcus. "Thank you, Marcus. You reminded me of the power of hope." After talking with Marcus, Kate made an unexpected decision. "Marcus, I have a proposal for you." Marcus was surprised. "I want to establish a real foundation for veterans. And would you accept being the president of this foundation?" Marcus couldn't believe it. I just came to say thank you. You inspired me. How many Marcuses are out there? How many desperate families?" Kate was determined. "This foundation will be real and will save real lives." Marcus accepted through tears. When Marcus left the palace, there were hundreds of people outside. The news had spread all over the world. "Mr. Thompson, what happened inside?" Marcus approached the microphones. "Princess Kate received me, and I can say that she is a real angel." "So what did you discuss in the meeting?" Marcus smiled. "That will remain private, but I can say this. I don't know anyone with a better heart than Kate Middleton." The crowd applauded. "And I want to make an announcement," Marcus continued. "Together with Princess Kate, we're establishing a new foundation for veterans, a real foundation this time." A year later, the Marcus Thompson Veterans Foundation had become the most effective veteran aid organization in England. Marcus had helped hundreds of veterans together with Kate. The foundation provided not only financial aid, but also psychological support, job placement, and family counseling. Kate visited the foundation every month, meeting with veterans one-on-one. Marcus's 4-hour wait had become not just a thank you, but the beginning of a movement that touched thousands of lives. In the BBC's year-end news, Marcus said, "When I waited 4 hours that day, I just wanted to say thank you. But Princess Kate taught me that true kindness creates a chain reaction." Kate had said in the foundation's opening speech. Marcus reminded me that sometimes small kindnesses create big miracles, and sometimes miracles wait at our door for 4 hours. The story that began on that winter day had now become the best example of how hope and kindness spread. Marcus Thompson was no longer just an injured veteran. He had become a symbol, proving how kindness creates a chain effect. And Kate Middleton, from that day on, consciously performed every act of kindness because she now knew how life-saving they could be. In the final scene, Marcus stands at the foundation's door with his prosthetic leg and smiles at the arriving veterans. Now he too was someone else's hope. The hope Kate had given him, he now carried to hundreds of people. This story proved that sometimes the strongest people emerge in their most fragile moments. If you want to hear more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. See you in the next video.